So it's week 22 and we are starting the fence that runs along the side of the our garden and the other garden next to us, the one we're not attached to. So we'd taken, there was just like a chainmail fence which we took down because we needed to really to get in some of the bushes and things and ivy that was out there. Steve has done these posts after work, a couple of posts a night this week, and there'll be featherboarding in between. We won't get that much done this weekend, unfortunately, because the weather's just not on our side. It's been raining this morning. It's going to rain again a bit tomorrow as well, I think. So we just end up tearing the garden up if it ends up like a bog, really, if you do too much walking on it when it's been raining. So down here you can see we've got a bit of a problem because their garden is slightly higher than our garden. At this level, everyone's levelled it in slightly different ways. So what we're going to do is like sleepers along the bottom here and some sort of waterproof membrane, I think, to stop it rotting. But it will be nice. It will still be nice, and we'll get as much done as we can. All right, I'll fill you in when we've done a bit more. All right. So it's week 23. I'm adding this on to week 22. We're putting them together because actually we didn't get much done because the weather was horrendous last weekend. So Steve's just done this. He's put down some type 1 crushed and he's used the whacker plate this morning. So last week we got these sleepers in to retain the earth on that side with some membrane on the other side, waterproof membrane. Also did a board along the back here just to stop everything leaning up against the new fence. And then he also put a little bit of sleeper in here because obviously there's going to be a rise up there for the bit. So now we're going to start on the fence that we wanted to do last weekend. So this is all going to be filled in now, and I'll update you when we've done a bit more. So it's the end of the weekend and this is the finished product. This bit here is fence that was already there, but because we're going to do an extension up here, there's no point putting the nice new fence because all concrete and things are going to come down here. So we just did it from this point where there was just a chainmail fence. So now there is a proper fence, gives our neighbours some privacy, gives us some privacy. Steve's put nice little caps on it. He hasn't, they're out of stock. There's like a topping little rail that goes along the top, which is used on our other fences, but they're out of stock at the moment. A lot of things are at the moment since COVID and Brexit, and production lines are slowed down, etc. But yeah, he's done a lovely job. I'll show you as you come down. So we're looking after our friends' dogs for a few days. So we've just put this silver board down on this side here, and we've cleared it all for the shed, which is arriving tomorrow. So the men come and they construct it. So I'll probably have to paint that then. I'm going to paint it the same as the beauty room. So these silver boards are just insulation boards. So the boards that we used in the floor of the summer house to stop the cold air coming up through the floor. But we might put them in the shed because we've got them left over, so we'll see. But at the moment they're a temporary fence because there was a break in the chainmail here because we took out a tree stump. So you can sort of see there it was a tree stump there that came out, so then the fence got damaged on that side. On the other side of the garden, the chainmail fence goes all the way up. Eventually we'll put a fence along here as well. But at the moment we've got this tree here. I think our neighbour wants to get rid of these trees, and whether they get rid of them or not, we need to get rid of this bit that's on our side here before we do a fence, so that's another job. But yeah, we've cleared this all for the shed coming tomorrow. Steve's put down this type 1, which he used his whacker plate for, so it's all starting to look a bit more level down here as well, because there's quite a drop from the patio down, so now it's actually much more level. And then this is the fence here on this side, and it rises up behind there. So this corner here, you can see the slant of the last arras rail, which will, in that corner where it meets the fence at the back here, Steve will cut those so it comes up at an angle, and it will just be a little bit less noticeable that there's a change between the two. But yeah, it didn't need doing this weekend. That's just another little job for another day, but that will do for the meantime. And this is the more of that type 1, crush type 1, so it just brings the level a bit more even. And Steve has put these boards around it to hold it all in. So we've moved around some stuff. So around back here we've got that blue pipe's the water pipe. There's also some electrical ones as well, but then we've just got some spare wood that we're just storing behind there. And the soakaways under here, you can sort of here you can see it, that will be there, so that when the sink is connected, it will come down and connect up to that soakaway. Underneath that is like a hole with like a deep hole with gravel in it, so that will be for the sink just to drain into. We're thinking about perhaps putting some guttering on here, because you can, if I go closer, you can see that there's like drip marks where the water's running down. So we might, and it was raining quite heavily at one point yesterday, and it was really coming down and dripping down. So we might put along this very front section here, and the same on the very back, put some guttering along that bit, and then connect that again to that drain. It's just a little bit of rainwater. But yeah, it's coming along nicely. Steve's bought some steps that are going to go up here. I've taken some pictures of them. So they're huge stone slabs that will go across, and we have a few steps. We were going to keep it as a slope, but what we thought actually, especially for like some of the older people that might be coming down here, it might be a bit unsafe for them. So yeah, we've actually purchased, I think, 7 big long stone steps which he'll set into the ground. Also, the next job, what we're going to do is along here, you can see there's the higher level and then this sloped level. He's going to put some sleepers, stand them up so that they sort of come down here in a sort of fanning around, so that will hold the earth from there, and then we'll have a little bit of planting in front of it. And then we have planting either side of the steps. The steps aren't the full length of this here. I think they're about 1.5 metres, but this across here is probably about 3 metres. So we'll have a little bit of planting either side. So that'll be the next job. But at least now we're actually starting to get a little bit more sealed in as a garden, because for a while we were just sort of our neighbours had a full view of everything we were doing, and they, it wasn't no privacy for them either. If they had people over, we're in the garden a lot at the moment, obviously doing all of this. So it'd be nice actually to, yeah. Oh yeah, one more thing he's done actually, which I haven't shown you, is we put these hooks on here and on the doors, so that we can hold the doors open when it's hot or sunny, or we're going in and out of the summer house a lot. We can just pin the doors open and they'll stay in place. So that's quite a nice little feature. Ties in nicely with the little silver details. But yeah, I'm pleased with everything we've done this weekend, and it's made up for last weekend was a bit of a write-off really. So really pleased with the amount that's managed to get done this weekend. And so next week you'll be seeing the shed, and the beginning of doing the sleepers here. I think that's our next 2 jobs, so I'll probably be painting the shed. So I'm getting plenty of practice. All right, bye.